time without them, but how nice, I suppose, how important to get that as a quartet back in the group and getting game time.
Am I using this? Are we using these?
Yes.
Oh, it's great. You know, it's they've been on that list for a few too many weeks, but that's what happens. But you know, we used last week, I thought, really well in terms of getting their progression to play, and you know, really confident. Obviously, with Shannon and Geordie, we've been able to get them in the starting lineup. I think with Tyrell, is a good chance for him to get some time under his belt off the bench. But we all know how much we rate him, and with Sam, he really needed to tick a few boxes at the first two trainings of this week, which is why we gave him time to do that by starting him off the bench.
In terms of Damien's role on the bench, I think this is the first time this year we've seen Richie, Damien and Bowden all in 23.
You sure it's the first?
Is it?
Oh, you have a little thing. You guys obviously do your research, but go and check it. No, I reckon he's earned the right to do that. He's playing well, training well, and again, it's a chance for us to look at how we can inject him into that space. It obviously changes the configuration and the coverage of what we got in the backs, but we're working on that.
And what do you think about Italy saying they're ready for the All Black bullies?
Ready for the what, sorry?
All Black bullies.
Bullies. What was the Italian word they used?
We didn't use that word.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We didn't.
No, well, I haven't heard the word bullies from the Italians.
It's been reported as All Black bullies,
So what did he say? Just, I'm happy to answer the question. I just didn't want to know that that was right. Okay, well, that's rugby. Everyone's trying to do that. You know, they'll be trying to do that to us. It's a physical game. Look, I don't think it's not a lack of respect from anyone. It's just both teams. There's a lot at stake. This was always going to be a game that we knew we had to get really excited about and play well in. And you know, regardless of what happened, and I said it before, regardless of what happened in round one, this was always a game that we had to go out there and perform well, building into what we want to be, where we want to be later on. But we also knew this is a game we've got to go out, play well and win. And so nothing's changed. The good thing is that we're playing a team that's confident, so there's no surprises, and they've earned that. You know, the last 2 years we've seen a lot of growth in their game, and I think I made the point after the Six Nations. I thought they were one of the highlights of the Six Nations, the way they played and the competitiveness of all their games, and so we're expecting a tough battle.
Ardie, you seemed a little bit amused by that. I guess that, you know, physicality is part of the game, right? And you've faced plenty of it in recent tests. If you're not physical, surely you're not doing your job.
Yeah, and if you're not physical, it's going to be a long day. So both teams are, you know, going to try and bring the best on Friday night. So it's going to be good, and we respect Italy. And like Foster said, they've played some awesome footy in their last couple of games. So it's a great challenge for us.
Ardie, the Italian back row is very fast on the rucks. Explain for a large audience, what's the key about this battle of speed on the rucks?
Yeah, I think we just have to look after the ball, and we've seen over the last couple of games that the ball can get quite slippery in contact. So, you know, we've got to look after our breakdown. And I don't think it's just their loose chair that's good over the ball. It's their whole team. They're good over the ball. So that's a threat that, you know, we kind of have identified, and we need to nullify that. It's
the order that we have for this game. I won't commit to saying it's the absolute pecking order, but we just feel that right now it's the right one for this game. I think we've got 4 locks who we're pretty happy with their form. We've got Brodie, who's been obviously coming back from injuries, missed a bit of rugby, played a little bit in that France game. And Namibia got 55 minutes, so we really feel he needs more time. So it's a look at that, and let's see what happens the next week or so.
Speaking of pecking orders or not, what have Dane and Cameron showed you to win this spot on the bench?
Played well, trained well. Been really impressed with Colsey. He's he's leading really well on the training park. I think when he's been playing well, and we just believe that composure later in the game is going to be good for us. And lots made of Colsey and his fiery attitudes and all that, but he brings a lot of composure to this group because he's passionate. He talks well, and he's been doing that. So look, I've said it all along. We've got 3 hookers that we're happy to start all 3 of them, and happy for all 3 to go on the bench. We just feel for this game, and we're expecting a lot of emotion out there, and to have the likes of Dane and the 2 Sams on the bench to come off, and to bring a slightly level-headed approach in that last part is going to be important for us. As with Cam, I think he's played his way into that spot.
Ian, do the high stakes of this game, we all know what they are, does that sort of take the romance out of it? I.e., Sam Whitelock, he breaks Richie McCall's record. It would have been obviously nice to start him, but he's on the bench. He plays that role, has played that role well for you this year.
Yeah, I don't think it takes the romance out of it. I just think that, and this is a credit to Sam, he's making every game he's achieving something new at the moment. Like he equalled a record last week. He's going to beat it this week. Then he's got 150 coming up, and then he's got the most capped All Black in World Cup. It's just that every day is a bit of a statement of something that he's achieving, and so we want to honour that achievement because he's earned that. But I felt like as a team, we talked a lot about it last week before the Namibian game. We respect that. We respect but we'll do all our celebration of that achievement after this game. Right now, I think what the team needs to achieve is bigger than the individual, but wow, it's very much on our mind, and it's a very special occasion.
You spoke about Israel's growth. Can you really think they can be a danger given the stats and history between the 2 teams?
Well, history means nothing, really. I mean, history is yesterday's newspaper, isn't it? It's not tomorrow's. And so what we've seen is that we can only go on. We try to prepare for a team opponent playing us at their best. And what we've seen them leading France into the last 10 minutes of a Six Nations game. We've seen them pushing Ireland right to the end. So if you look at through their recent form, they're playing well. And that's the Italy that we expect to turn up, and we've got to make sure that we're really clear on that. Looking back to history, the last 20 or 30 years doesn't really mean a lot come Friday, and I think it's a positive sign for Italy. They've taken a strategy of growing a young group coming through. They've clearly decided to change the way they play and to say, well, let's risk a little bit and see what happens, and it's worked well for them. No, I'm void of messages when it comes to boards and stuff like that. So, look, that's sort of question I'm happy to comment on afterwards. But right now we've got enough on our plate. World Cups are pressure points in a whole lot of areas, aren't they? And people get emotive and they try to solve everyone's problems. I've learned that a little bit of fresh air is actually not a bad thing. Everyone can breathe a little bit. There's most teams are only a couple of good performances away from everyone flipping over and loving the structure and the setup. So they've got some good people I know in that group, and I'm sure they're working hard to get that.
Can you explain what Shannon brings to the group and what else he's been missing by the absence?
Oh, look, I won't say what we've been missing with his absence, but I will talk about Shannon. He's clearly he's been challenged on the role of a 6 this year. I think he's been there a few years. We've challenged him through the Rugby Championship and really been delighted with he's brought in many ways a simplicity to his game. He's just focusing really on his you know, the quality of his ball carry, the quality of his tackle, and his connections with the likes of Ardie and Sam and now Dalton this week. And to me, he's just improved his work rate and improved his quality in those two areas, and that's all we want out of him for Friday.
What sort of a lift does the playing group get when you bring a guy like Sam Kane back into the 23? I suppose both from a playing perspective and a leadership perspective.
Yeah, it's massive. You know, just as you know, the last couple of weeks he's kind of been on the sidelines of trainings, and you do realise how much of a presence he has when he is, and he's running alongside you. So, like Coach said, it's awesome having Sammy back, and for him to come on and bring that calmness and that coolness and that leadership will be hugely important for us.
Jason said yesterday that he wants the All Black forwards to lay down a marker for this World Cup, to go to another level and really have. Do you feel that collective kind of responsibility and challenge? Yeah,
100%. Every game we're always trying to lay a marker for us as a pack, and you know, we lay the foundations and we allow our backs to do what they do. So we're always, you know, on the edge of our seats and trying to challenge each other, challenge ourselves to be better.
Do you feel inspired by what? I know you don't take inspiration from other teams necessarily, but Ireland and South Africa, a great forward battle, you know, wonderful contest. As players, do you feel inspired watching that?
Yeah, you know, it's kind of one of the first games I've watched, like other teams play, and it was actually nice to enjoy it and see that. And yeah, we all know, you know, that's the level, and hopefully, you know, yeah, we can match that.
One more. And then just in terms of statement for Southern Hemisphere rugby, how important is this game for you in the context of Super Rugby is perhaps not
I'm going to answer it the same way I answered the last question. You know, I think this game's important for us. This is international rugby, not Super Rugby, and that's what World Cups are about. So, you know, I don't want to get into philosophising how important the structure is and all that sort of stuff. For us as a New Zealand team, as an All Black team, this World Cup's just about us performing and to a no excuse mode, and just making sure that we play the way we want to play. And, you know, we're preparing well for that. And so we're a simple bunch.
Cool. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Sure.